Welcome back. So it's week 3 of March and it's progressing real quick, but I'm back at it again. Gone through one session so far, so fast and heavy for the Monday. I'll cover that quickly in a moment, but we will be hitting hard Tuesday strength, Thursday strength, and then Friday Tabata again. So stick with me. We'll go over the exercises as normal and see what I've been liking and dying on. Alrighty, Strength Monday. So this one was a bit of heavy and fast. Sorry, not strength. Heavy and fast. So typically a high intensity mixed with heavy weights. This was a heavy and fast boot camp apparently, which was a bit of a surprise for everyone. Can't say it was a pleasant surprise, but hey, did it, got it out, banged it in, and feeling better for it. So this one, two whiteboards worth of exercises. It wasn't bad. So let's see, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. 15 exercises in total for this one, and it was a doozy. So came into it with pretty low energy, to be honest. Hopefully that was just a Monday. We'll see how I wake up tomorrow morning for strength session. But essentially, got into it, feeling a bit lethargic. Did hit my stride into it, and I just can't tell after the fact whether I could have normally done better or more, or if it was just a really intense session and, how I felt was normal. So, for those of you who are good at understanding what's a good amount of effort, I did about 500 calories for the workout. I did 600 for Tabata last week, so I don't know, but I can't really quantify calories versus effort. So if someone knows a good way to do that, bang it in the comments. Anyhow, so this started with a street run. Our street run, so the gym, it's just like in a manufacturing sort of area, so just one of those kind of concrete based warehousey sort of things. And the street run is run to the street or street run, probably out to the road and then up and then back. Maybe let's say 60 to 100 meters max. Not terrible. It is a bit uphill, but whatever. So street run was the first one. Came back, did 100 skips with the skipping ropes. Then straight on to 4 laps of an overhead carry and back. So this was a bit more fun. We just walked to the street, not run up the street. But it was a 25 kilo plate above my head the whole way. And you fatigue real quick with that thing. So it took me a while to complete that exercise, but I eventually did it. So 4 laps, back and up and back from the street is 1 lap, and then you did it 4 times. Next up, 30 calories on the ski machine. So the ski machine, gone over it previously. It's basically vertical rower almost. You grab these cords, you pull them down, and they're like the ski pushy things, whatever they're called, those poles. And you pull them out from down here, push, and then back up, and then push back down. Pretty intense, those things. But yeah, managed to bash through that. Wasn't terrible. Then we had weighted sandbags, 20 kilo, or it might have been a 30 kilo one. Lunges up and back for this setup area that we had. Again, not the worst, but all together, cumulative effects at that point, I was feeling it. Next up was 30 sit-up with med press balls. So 30 sit-ups with a medicine ball that you press up after you sit up. So hold the medicine ball to your chest, sit up, and then once you're up, you press up above your head, back down, and do another sit-up. Next one was 30 calories on the bike ERG. I have demoed what these bike ERGs are like. Seemed to rack up calories on those pretty quick though, so that wasn't terrible. Next up was 30 slam balls. So slam balls, if you have not done them, it's a hefty medicine ball type thing. I was using a 20 kilo one. You squat, pick it up off the ground, raise it above your head, and slam it to the ground with effort. 30 of those, and I can guarantee you'll be feeling it no matter what weight you're doing. It's That one's intense. Slam bowls are really intense, especially if you don't pussy out and actually go for a weight that might not be in your comfort zone. So, just push yourself that bit further. It hurts a lot. I may have stopped like 3 times during that just because, I don't know, everything was feeling hot and just hard by that stage. After that, it was a court run, so I think I misunderstood what street run was. So I did a court run previously where you run out, up the road, into the court, and then back. So I did another court run. My bad. Maybe I did extra. Who knows? Next up was 30 kettlebell swings. So I don't know what weight I do. I think it's probably about 16 kilos or something. I can't remember. It's like this grey kettlebell. They don't have any of the weights printed on them anymore. But again, backing on to all those other exercises, kettlebell swings are pretty intense. After that, 16 inverted rows. So we had rings hanging from the, are they called monkey bars in the gym? Anyway, the gym monkey bars had rings hanging from those. You lay down and then go under them as much as you can, because the further you are out from it, the less impact it is and the easier it is. So get under the rings as much as possible. Brace your body, brace your core, so you're a plank, and then you're doing a pull into your chest. 16 of those, bam. Then into the other room, it was still quite spicy. So 30 calories on the rower. I went high intensity for this. It may have taken me 2 minutes, but it felt like a long 2 minutes. I remember the other day in Tabata, I think we did a 50 calorie rower, and I don't know how long that took, but it felt like it took forever. After 30 calories on the rower, we had some truck tires set up with sledgehammers. So actually, that's a good one. I had this ball-headed sledgehammer thing, and I can't remember what they're called, but we'll check it out. Can I pull this? Oh no, that's great. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can pull up this new tab. Bam. All right. Oh, that's small. Let's bang it out a bit higher. Yeah, like that. And then wider. Yeah. That looks good. Nice and thick. Okay, so bam. Let's have a look at. It's gone again, hasn't it? Bloody hell, I'm just not good at this stuff. All right, let me exit that. Let me do this again. I'm just boomering it all over the place at the moment. Nah. All right, give me a second. I need some elevator music. Maybe I can put some in. Okay, will this work? New tab. Hey, this took me forever. Okay, exercise sledgehammer ball. What's it? These things are great. So standard sledgehammer, don't actually know how much a standard sledgehammer was, but I tested the weight of this ball one at the gym. It was heavier, so I used that one. It was pretty cool though. I've seen some pretty cool exercises with some of these. Let's have a look. Oh, ads. Ads are great. Go on, ads. Off you get.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to perform alternating slams with the sledgehammer on the tire. This is a very strong hinge. Top hand down to your bottom hand as you hinge your butt backwards and then catch it again. You can do one side, making sure that you bring that bell overhead.
Right, well, I may not do it with as good an efficiency as he does, but that's what it was. Sledgehammer ones, but with one of those big ball weights. I just do the same technique I use for splitting logs. Works. So anyway, 30 of those. Move on to 30 dumbbell squat presses. These things suck, and I don't know why. My legs, feels like my legs have been fatigued more often than late. I don't know why, but you have 2 dumbbells, you do a squat, and then after you come up from the squat, you press up from here, so it's a shoulder press, bring it back down to your chest, go into another squat. And they suck. So you're doing 30 of those. I start off about 20 kilos either side. I can do squats at that weight, but doing squat presses just destroyed me. So, yep, 30 of those, dropped down the weight. Eventually, I was like 12.5 kilos after going to 15 and managed to bang them out. Last one was 10 calories on the air bike, but it was at a sprint. So, yeah, I banged out those 10 calories pretty quick, but overall, felt like death after this session. I don't know if it was the way I was doing it or just going into it. I've been starting to take, what is it? Whatever that stuff is for creatine. I've been doing like a teaspoon of creatine in the mornings to aid my recovery because I'm old now. I'm an old man now. And I don't know if taking that before high intensity sessions is bad, but it might be something I have to fiddle with. So maybe it's a Tabata. I'll skip the pre-workout creatine. I'll have it as post-workout. See if that helps muscle recovery. Yeah. Anyway, hit me back up again. I'm doing strength in the morning, and I'll regale you about all of my fun and the joy I have lifting heavy things. So come back. All right, Tuesday strength session has been completed, and I'm pretty stuffed, to be honest. I just want to go to bed. Saying that, I'm going to consistently keep waking up and smashing out sessions where I can. So, just a quick update to go through what I did today. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like a Monday surprise boot camp sort of session. But, you know, it was still tough. It was still tough. So I pushed myself in some ways, which, you know, you got to be proud of yourself. So let's start out. It was a every minute on the minute type strength session. So we had 4 different pods of exercises. And then in each pod, we had 3 separate exercises in that pod. So what was it? I think we did 3 sets of each exercise, but we rotated. So first exercise, second exercise, third exercise, then rotate back. And then we spend a minute on each set. So not terrible, not terrible. It was hard, however, if you wanted to try to find a weight between those sets. It was very, very fast. If you didn't time your sets well, it was very hard because you only had as much time at the end as you had left over after doing 6 to 8 reps of the exercise. So, yeah, hard to balance that. Anyway, we'll start with the pods. So, pod 1, it was a single-legged glute bridge SA kneeling press. It was a step. It was some exercise step. And no, hang on. Single arm kneeling press, and then a single arm reverse fly. So the glute bridge, it's like a standard glute bridge. Where's Commander Falcon? So the glute bridge is typically like that. You have your hands flat on the ground just to give stability, and you have your butt and legs off the ground like that. You're kind of sitting on the back, shoulders, sort of upper back, lower neck sort of area. Single leg ones, we have these little step things. So you're sitting up against this step like there, and then as you push off, you rotate up onto that step with the back of your neck. So we're doing that with a single leg. So one leg was straight, and you were pressing this down, up like that. Add a weight to that as well, intensifies the exercise. So that was exercise 1. Wasn't terrible. Second one was a single arm kneeling press. So you kneel on one leg, single arm with a dumbbell, press it up. You don't have any momentum to help press up with, so it's all just body push. And that was a struggle. Oh, I tell you what, I think my shoulders and my arms are a bit sore still from that, so time will tell how I recover. I went up and pushed myself to try to get to like, what was it? 30 kilos, then I had to drop back to 25 and then drop back to 22 because it was tough. Without having momentum with the rest of your body to help push, or even like just a bench press when you're pushing straight up, different muscle sets, and I can tell I need to work on my shoulders more. Single arm reverse fly, so you just bent over a bench. So Commander Falcon. one leg up on, no, one leg like that, one leg up on the bench, like so, one leg on the ground. There we go. Bending over. There we go. Bench is here, pretend. And then one arm fly out to the side and back in. So fly out and back in. Yeah, I feel that one too. Second set of exercises, or second pod. So again, first pod, we went through that 3 times. I try to, where I have a weight, up the weight a little bit each set, see if I can push myself. So wasn't able to push myself too bad. Second pod. So these were cable-based ones. There was a cable leg raise. So again, my model, we strapped around a leg on like a cable machine and we're lifting up to the side like that. Fairly tough, to be honest. I don't use those muscles as much, so hopefully a good workout. Probably penetrate the butt area. After that was upper choice of machine. So machine targeting the upper body and then machine targeting the lower body. So I went with a bench press because we didn't have a strict bench press in this exercise today, and just a leg press. Leg press, I was able to push myself up to 100 kilos for that. It was the initial push where you're like compressed up, trying to like sit in the seat and then get yourself ready into the squat type range. Very hard. But the rest of it, I smashed out the 8 sets for that 100 kilos. Pretty happy with myself. The upper choice, I managed to get to, again, I'm never sure if it correlates to proper weights, but 75 kilos for the bench press, the standard straight press. So happy again, if it's real. Yeah, you know my stance on cable machines. So pod 3 was let's think about it, kettlebell, this one. I was not very good at this one. So this one was awkward. They had my mate here. So single leg up like that. You had a kettlebell, which you were holding one arm, and you pass it underneath the leg. So he passed it under there. So bend forward, pass it under the leg while it's still lifted up, grab it with the other, and then pass it back. Hard to demo with a figurine, but it's difficult full stop. It was difficult if you wanted up the weight to have that stability as you were doing it, and if I had to drop the weight, it wouldn't have felt like enough to kind of justify the exercise. So it just felt awkward all around, but maybe I'll try it again some other time with lighter weights, more reps, see how I go. Next one was a kettlebell squat with a curl and a press. So this one, thankfully, unlike the last time, it was a two-handed kettlebell. So two-handed kettlebell to your chest, you do a squat, touch the ground, like push it out that way with the kettlebell, touch the ground, bring it up as you stand up, and then press to one side. And then you reset, squat, touch the ground, press the other side as you come up. Not bad in the end. I'm able to do a fairly hefty weight. Went with a 32 kilo kettlebell, and whilst I can do the weight fine, it was awkward holding the kettlebell handles and trying to press up without it like falling on my face, just because of the weight distribution and where you're holding it. So the balance of the kettlebell when you're holding it on the handles and trying to like press up, weird. If you try it out yourself, you'll understand, I'm sure. Give me a comment if you have any of those experiences. Last one on that was a bar step up, knee drive. So basically step up and drive your knee up into the air as you step up. So the maybe with my fingers, step up with this leg and then drive your knee up there, step back down, bam, that's one rep. And then you alternate and go to the other side as well. Started that with like a 30 kilo sandbag thing around my shoulders. Wasn't terrible. And then Erin, in all her wisdom, was like, hey, there's a 40 kilo barbell just there. You could just use that. And so I did. Fascinating. I didn't actually find too many issues doing it with the barbell. I thought there would be balance issues, but the weight wasn't terrible and I was able to do it quite well. So I might push the weight next time. That was pod 3. Pod 4 was a Y bell sideline. So I've detailed what the Y bells are. They're like dumbbells, but they're in a triangle shape. I guess you could call them a Y shape, sort of. They have handles at each corner of the triangle, and not terrible. So I tried starting off with a side lunge, and you're supposed to push your arms out forward. That's not terrible as you're down, but I find my shoulders didn't like it after the other heavy weights. Craig decided to say, hey, you know what? Just get like heavier weights if you want, and don't worry about like pushing it out. And so I doubled up on the Y bells, and that felt better. Like it felt intense because I doubled my weight, but in a good way. Next one was a weight plate side crunch. So if you see those Olympic barbells, whatever, the big weight plates on those, so you grab one of those. I had a 25 kilo, and you hold it to your side, and then you just try to kind of like, actually, Falcon might be a good demo for this. Weight plate here, you hold with the hand, and you just try to tilt down and then back up without pushing the hip out to do it. So you don't want your hip tilting out with the lean. You just want to try to do as much upper body as you can. Hard demo, and I'm actually just feeling all the exercises today as I'm reviewing them. It was okay. Ended up going up to a dumbbell and doing that on one side. Heavier weight, 30 kilos or so. That felt better. I actually felt like I had a better grip on that. It was hard to hold the 25 kilo plate, to be honest, because you just have like two fingers in the middle and then trying to hold it, and it just fatigues your hand. Last one was a ring plank, and that was tough. I should have actually read what the instructions were before doing it, because I didn't do it right. I was doing, for context, we had some rings hang up from like the gym's monkey bars or whatever you want to call them. And so when you've got the rings, come on, Falcon, you got your feet on the ground, you got your rings here, and you're holding yourself up off the ground. And then press yourself, you hold yourself out with the rings, activating all the core in there. See six pack? Yeah, that's from this exercise. So you're holding yourself out, and you're supposed to hold that 40 seconds. I didn't do that. I was just doing set and then bring myself back in like ab rollers. To be honest, it might have been better to hold the plank. I don't know. The ab roller kind of out, then back in. That fatigued me so bad. Like it hit right, and it wasn't just the core. It was all like the outer muscles around the core as well. And it feels like I've just been crunching for ages. Still got my dad gut, but hopefully this will help me work away from that. That was it. So as a sell off, was it a sell off or a closeout? Sell out, whatever. We just had to pick one exercise. I went back to those ab plank crunches because I just wanted to see if I could do them, if they were more difficult than like going after. Yeah, they were. They were still difficult. They were still hell. But hey, maybe one day I'll get that six pack. I'm already an old man. Let's see if I can aspire to be an old man with a six pack. I don't know how long it takes you. I'm not looking at my diet at all. I'm still just eating what I feel like. I'm eating less because with the exercises, I think I've just shrunk my stomach a bit. Yes. But yeah, I would like to see more fat loss, especially around my stomach, because if I can shed some of the fat around there, I'm hoping underneath that layer there might be a bit of muscle. Anyway, stick with us. I'll be bringing up Thursday's strength sessions shortly, but happy to share, so come back and see how much pain I'm in. All right, Thursday's strength session. Where do we start? It was a tough one. I felt like I achieved some stuff, so that's cool. But I'll duck straight into it and explain where I felt like I fell down on it. So Strength Thursday, we did a slight change up. So it was a 4 sets of each exercise. Start at 8 reps. Next set goes down to 6, then goes down to 4, then goes down to another 4. 8, 6, 4, 4. All right, it doesn't go down after the second 4. So this was basically 5 sets of exercises, or 5 groups, and each group of exercises had 2 in it. So you alternate between those, and you do, again, as I said, 8, 6, 4, 4 of each exercise. Drank down too much water quickly there. Okay, so I'm feeling a bit sweaty and yuck still from it, but yeah, I'll go and change this top soon. So the first group of exercises was a hamstring slider mixed in with a pec fly to press. So the hamstring slider was on those slide plates that you have on the ground. You, again, Commander Falcon. It's actually, I don't know why it's so hard to maneuver his arms. Maybe they need to do something. So you go into a bridge, but arms down to give stability, one leg straight up in the air, and this one would slide down, and you would gradually do it. Slide slowly, and then reset, slide. It hurts. It definitely just targets straight into those hammies, and it's a pretty cool exercise. The pec fly to press, so it was a dumbbells come in like that. As you come out, you then press straight up. Oof, and I'm still feeling it. There we go. Second group of exercises, elevated donkey kick to hold, and then a kneeling hip rotation. So this one's hard to demo, but we'll see what Commander Falcon could do. So I have to see, you in the movie, it was rookie. He was some rookie that came in. I can't remember when he became a commander, or if that's the wrong terminology for him. Anyway, still one of my favorite G.I. Joes. So good. Elevated donkey kick. So that was basically on a bench. We went into a push-up stance, and let's do the other side. You bring in one leg, and then you thrust it up and back like that whilst you're holding it, and then you bring it back down, reset, and then thrust it back. Woof! He just lost his leg. There we go. Back up like that whilst holding that push-up stance. So it's push-up planky sort of thing that you're doing it. It wasn't terrible. You can definitely feel it if you push up and kick high and then try to flex in your butt muscles. You definitely start feeling it. The hip rotation one was interesting. So again, you're holding your hands up on a bench of some way, sort of, or did we? Can't remember. I think so, yeah. But then you're on your knees like this. Look at that. And then basically let's do the other side. Straighten this leg out. Turn this leg. Oh, his leg doesn't turn. Bugger. You turn your leg, kind of pivot it, bring it out, in like that, all the way forward, tap, and then you come back around and reset. I just dislocated his butt for a second there. So yeah, it wasn't bad. You do it slowly. You exaggerate as you push it behind you, and then it's all about hip mobility and just kind of I think it's the hold. The hold is the biggest bit of that. It was fairly tough if you did it slowly and did it right. Next group of exercises, standing one arm cable row. Pretty basic. Cable machine in front of you. You set up the weight. You set up stance, maybe 1 foot forward a little bit. I had the foot opposite the arm that was forward, and then you just bring it back down to your chest and then back out. I don't know if there's a rotation here or not. I just did it straight down, and it's a one-armed row. Knees over toes, elevated lunge was the next one. So we have one of those little triangle bases sort of thing. So you can normally do like heel raise squats. We did it the other way, like that. So how can I demo this? Let's get my little fidgety thing. So this is exaggerated, but oh man, I need more hands. Consider you are up like this. There we go. and then you go into a deep lunge forward and then push back up to reset. Hard to demo, hard to do, to be honest. They have these single leg block ones like that instead of a double elevated bit. They're easier to do because you can drop your knee down towards that without hitting the platform. Still, good work. Next one was deadlifts, so pretty standard. I think I went up to, 225 kilo things, weights on either side, and that big metal contraption where you stand inside of it to lift. I'd say that's at least 20 kilos, right? So I should have done about 120 kilos. Then for set 6, 4, 4, or is it 4? I can't remember. But I banged on another 10 kilos, so maybe 130 or so. Trying to inch my way up eventually. Watched too much of like Eddie the Beast and things like that on Facebook. And I know I'll never get to 500 kilos. However, one day, if I can strive to get close-ish to 200, that'd be cool. Maybe, unless I look grotesquely muscled and don't like it. But we'll see. And that depends if my old man back holds out long enough. Who knows? Again, proper technique. Even when you're tired, make sure you focus on it. If you feel things tweak or not sit properly, cancel it, pull out, stop it right there. Give your body the acknowledgement it needs. After that, it was chin-ups. So I used an assisted. They were all assisted for me. I used a thin assisted band just so I can try to build up more muscle in those areas. Because one day, I'm going to do a freaking muscle up. If you don't know what that is, go have a look. Essentially, it's a pull-up where you pull it up all the way there and then you push down so that you're holding yourself up all the way up. One day, it's going to happen. Last group was a barbell sumo squats and then alternated that with a leg raise hip lift twist. Oh, that one. I recall what that is now. So essentially, down on your back, you lift up your legs, and then at this stage, you lift up the rest of your body up here, and then, when it's up here, you twist, and then back down and reset. The trainers make it look easy. So Luke demoed that one for us, and when he went up and then did the twist, he like held it there for a bit and then dropped it back down. His core must be amazingly strong. Although saying that Tuesday session where we had the ring-based plank ab workout, I'm still feeling my abs from that. They hurt still. I try to sit up in bed at night and I have to roll to the side and kind of go up sideways. Oh, it was a big one. Anyway, those were the exercises. No, there was there? No, there was no final exercise as a sell-off or whatever they call it. So that was it. But it was a pretty big one. Again, focusing on weight and challenging myself. The barbell sumo squats, I felt impressive because I loaded up the bar with like 4 plates either side. I just can't remember what weights were. So, I still think I can do bigger deadlifts than I can do squats like that. But I'm getting there. I'm seeing if I can get up to that point because my legs have been feeling really weak. I don't know why. Fatigue really quick as well. Again, maybe my body just needs a rest period, which I'll get soon. Anyway, stay here. I'll be coming back at you shortly with an update on the Friday Tabata session. Okay, Friday Tabata. Oh, it was a session. I don't know, my watch told me that 600 calories. I don't know. I'm sitting in the car and I'm dying. I'm dying. Anyway, I will take some time soon to sit down in front of the PC and review the session for you all because it was a doozy. Peace. Okay, Tabata. So today's session, very intense. It pushed me. And yeah, I pushed myself during it as well, but whew, that was something. Okay, so this one, what did he say? 2 rounds and change, right? So standard Tabata is, I think. Oh, let me look this up quick. Let me look it up. What are you? Tabata. I think it's 20 seconds high intensity and 10 seconds rest. So 30-second sets, if you want to call them that. The 20 seconds definitely feels longer than 20 seconds sometimes. And the 10 seconds, the 10 seconds of rest definitely feel less than 10 seconds because when we have to alternate exercises as well, it means we're having to move between exercises and you just get no rest period there. Also, 10 seconds is very, very limited time to try to get yourself a drink of water. But hey, I managed to push myself hard and I could barely stand after some of the exercises. Anyway, in total, 8 exercises, and then there was a special exercise at the end. A surprise, Craig called it. So a big shout out again to Craig and Luke's Fitness Boost Camp. This, some of the sets or routines or exercise plans they're doing are really cool, also really intense, but I'm hoping it's giving me an all body, all round sort of workout. So it's feeling good and I feel physically improving, so let's maintain it. Consistency, right? Okay, so let's have a look. 8 exercises, groups of 2, and we did 2 sets of an exercise before switching to 2 sets of the other exercise, back to 2 sets, and then the last 2 sets of the exercise from there. First group was a burpee run, so burpee combination run. You ran out to our road, which is about 30 meters maybe max. I can't remember. And when you got back, so up and back, what is that? I'd say 50 meters total, maybe. Being generous for me. So, run up to the road and back, do the burpees, run up and back. Each time we ran up and back, it was 2 extra burpees. So, I managed to get to... And obviously, keep in mind, my heels are stuffed or my Achilles or something. I still haven't been able to diagnose it properly. It's not the... I don't know that it's the underfoot thing that a lot of people have been talking about, but I'm doing my best. So burpees, 2 burpees to start with, run out to the road and run back. 4 burpees after that, then run to the road and back. And we had obviously 20 seconds for each set before a break, which didn't leave much time to try to make up the burpees. I managed to get to 10 burpees before we finished up. Which is good. I'll take that for me. I was trying to push myself. The run limited me a bit because I would have liked to have gone a bit quicker, but again, limited by that. And getting close to the end, man, those burpees started feeling hard. They did. Second exercise after that was, where are we? Run ladder. Burpee run ladder. Nope. Burpee run 2, run 4, run. What was with the burpees? Oh, you know what? There was no alternate exercise with the burpee one. It was just a burpee, run. And that's how it alternated. We didn't have a second exercise for group 1. It sucked. Group 2 was an air bike. So again, jump on an air bike. You try to smash it out, high intensity, for 20 seconds, take a rest. The alternate for that was a tire shuffle. So they have the spare tires on the ground, 1 foot on the tire, 1 foot off, and then you quickly reverse like that. Jump and switch feet. And you do that for the 20 seconds high intensity. There was a chick who was doing it in the same rotation as me. And man, high respect to her. She was smashing out. And she also picked the bigger, higher tire for that one. But yeah, it's good actually to have someone like smashing out as well to try to help motivate and keep up with, because yeah, she's fit. She really pushed me. Anyway, air bike tire shuffle. rotate every second set, and bang. Number 3 was a 4 twist to press. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Whoops. So you have the dumbbells or these triangle ones that we had. You do like those, what are they, Romanian ones or whatever, where you touch either side with the weight, and then if you want to exaggerate, so you normally have your feet up like that in a sit up sort of stance, you can lift your feet, but I could not. The other chick could. I was envious. I cannot balance when I'm doing that either. So I'm trying to shift that, and my feet are just like flopping all over the place. It must be core strength or something. Something for me to work on. Anyway, this way, do side to side, touch the ground with the weight 4 times, and then after you bring it up to the middle, and you're supposed to press. And I read it as like the 2 as do the 4 twists, and then you move to a press. I was wrong. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 2 presses, which I didn't do. So I did more twists than presses, but hey, whatever. Still worked me hard. The second group was skater jumps. These have cones, a bit further than what you could stretch out your arms. Or maybe arm width, I don't know. Might be a bit kind of dual arm width. So the skater technique, if you've seen ice skaters, how like one foot goes up behind and then they push off with the other foot. It's like that, but you're pushing off with high intensity and force. So you jump across the other cone, land on one foot, get the other foot behind you without touching the ground, and then launch off with the foot back. It was tough. Like my legs have been burning because this isn't the order that I did them in. I started off on like number 8 and then had to rotate through. But by the time I got there, my legs were already burning. So doing this skater jump, it was hard. And then Craig, he's so kind. He came over and was like, "I'll help motivate you," and he just kept pushing me to make sure I did higher intensity, bigger jumps, and smashed it out in those 20 seconds. No rest. But it was good. Like I'm feeling it immensely. I think my thighs might still be trembling a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Anyway, that was fun. 4 twists, press, and then going back to the skate jumps, rotate between them. That was tough. Number 4 was actually tough as well. So we had those battle ropes out. You were just constantly high intensity doing the battle ropes. You can do them however you want. I've started doing 2-hand ones alternating. I used to do the up and down ones at the same time. I find that does a bigger overall body exercise because you're like bracing and moving and your whole body to do it, but the intensity isn't as high for cardio stuff. So for cardio, go for the alternating one at the moment, and then we rotated with 1 arm swing. So instead of a kettlebell with 2 arm swings up in front, we basically did a single arm down, pulled it back up, and then brought this hand to it, and then back down, just to keep that balance. That was all right. That was all right. It was tough to maintain after all the others, though. Next one was a kettlebell sumo HP. What does that mean? I don't know what HP stands for, but basically we had a kettlebell. We went into a sumo squat with the kettlebell between our feet. As we squatted up, we brought up the weight up here and then back down. Oh, yeah, I can feel that behind my shoulders still. That's tough. We alternated that with the bike ERG, or bike erg, and try to keep up high revs and high intensity for that. Next one was explosive jacks. So these are fun. These are so I've done these twice now, and Craig has introduced them. So you basically go down into like a little ball and wrap your hands over your legs as you go into a bowl, and like you go into a full squat. Let's see if Falcon can even do it. Nah, he can't even do it. He can't squat enough. But basically you're squatting all the way down, putting your arms over your legs, and then in this zone, as everything's condensed, you then jump up into a star jump off the ground and then come back down, reset into it, and then explode back out. Very high intensity with those, I've found, because you're just throwing everything. Your whole body you're throwing outwards, but then you're also throwing yourself up, and it's hard. And big kudos again to the chick that was doing it side by side. Like, she was smashing these out. And a couple of times when I almost, my legs almost failed on me and almost face planted myself, she just kept smashing them out. So, well done. Next one after that was a 2 push-up bear crawl. So I didn't get it first. I started doing a bear crawl, like a couple of strides, push-ups. I was corrected. So 2 push-ups at the start, bear crawl for about, I think it's about maybe 5 meters, 2 push-ups, bear crawl back, 2 push-ups. Not terrible one, actually. It was actually very hard to start moving my legs after all the squats and other exercises we did, but it wasn't terrible. It hurt, especially after those explosive jacks, but yeah, not bad. Next one was a rower, so just high intensity rowing. Try to, what was I can't remember what number I was going off, but there's a number that's like, I think it might tell you how many meters in a minute, and I was just trying to keep that up above 1,000, and it was definitely over 1,000, surely, maybe not. Anyway, just keeping the intensity high, keeping it consistent, and dying at the end. We alternated that with slider sprints, which were the devil's own work. So those sliding pads that you stick on the ground so your feet can slide back and forth. You go into kind of a high plank and you move those slidey feet things back and forth quickly, as if you're doing a sprint, a slippery sprint, like you got soap in the ground in the shower and you just go. That was fun. my most disliked exercise of the whole thing, I think. I can't even explain why. Last one was a ski ERG. Again, high intensity for that. Smashed it out. Ski ERGs are actually feeling like they're getting, like I'm able to do quicker and harder and higher intensity ones now. So that's another area where I'm improving, but I'm, yeah. Last one was farmer carries. So we alternated between ski ERG and farmer carries. 2 dumbbells, went heavy-ish. Didn't quite go up to the 20 kilos like we normally do in the strength sessions, but 17.5 either side, and just tried to keep the intensity up. And our surprise one, thanks Craig, was at the very end, after everyone was exhausted and dying, he said, guess what? 25 squats, and then 25 lunges, and then 25, what was the 25? Then it was 25 like squat jumps, and then 25 kind of lunge jumps. So that's the ones where you go into a lunge and then you launch yourself up and switch feet as you're jumping and landing and go into a lunge. Didn't need that last one, but managed to get through it gradually and we were done. So that's the week. Thank you again for coming back and watching me die. Hopefully you're also watching me not die and improve myself, and you take this as an opportunity or maybe as motivation to do your own thing as well. So get out there, lift heavy things and improve yourself, and stay safe. Speak soon.
Waking up early, gotta lace those shoes tight. Every step's a battle, but I'm ready for the fight. Face in the mirror, seeing shadows of the past. But today, I'm stronger, I'm rising up at last. With every heartbeat, I feel the fire ignite. Chasing my dreams, I'm reaching for new heights. My family's here and I can see the pressure.